It may have taken the loss of 26 lives at Sandy Hook Elementary to blow wide open a long overdue national conversation about guns. But for New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, it's the 34 lives lost to gun violence every single day in this country that has fueled his decade-long crusade. He says it's time for President Obama to take action and for the NRA to get out of the way.
Columbine, Virginia Tech.
Today, the call for tougher gun laws got some star power.
Newtown.
An A-list of Hollywood celebrities teaming up to release this new video.
Demand a plan.
Right now.
Have people been coming up to you on this issue?
Oh, yeah.
And this is the man behind it, New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, more determined than ever in his fight against gun violence. His #1 target, the NRA. What would you like the NRA to know?
That I think the public has finally come to the conclusion we are going to do this whether you like it or not. And in fact, Connecticut is because of some of their actions.
You hold them responsible.
Well, I hold you and me responsible. We didn't pay attention to what our legislators were doing. We have let our society degenerate our country degenerate to the point where we have a murder rate that you cannot compare it to other countries. You can't put it on the same scale.
The NRA believes that it's working in the best interest of the American people.
Oh, I don't know that. They're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to work in the best interest of gun owners. They don't have any responsibility for the American people. They're paid by the gun owners. Nothing wrong with that. It's the rest of us that cave into them who are disgraceful.
So I think a lot of people are going to be surprised to know that if you're on the no-fly list, you can't board a plane in this country, you can still buy a gun.
Absolutely, and that's because the NRA has cowed Congress into believing that if they go against the NRA, they're not going to get reelected.
He says for all the NRA's fabled influence, they can be vanquished.
They ain't that powerful. Their #1 priority in this last year was defeating Barack Obama. I think when I remember reading newspapers about a month ago, he won.
This is just the latest chapter in the mayor's crusade, who says he's attended far too many police funerals.
We've got to do something to protect those who are trying to protect us. There are armor-piercing bullets advertised for sale. The last time I saw a deer wearing a bulletproof vest was a long time ago. The only reason you would buy an armor-piercing bullet is to kill a cop.
Though Bloomberg endorsed President Obama in November, he pulls no punches when criticizing him on the gun issue. In the last 4 years, it would be fair to say, I think, that the president has done nothing on this issue.
No, he's actually gone in the wrong direction. He signed 2 pieces of legislation, one which lets you carry guns in national parks where our kids play, and the other one, he signed a bill so that you can carry a gun on Amtrak.
So let's just look at the assault weapons ban.
Yep.
We had one in this country for 10 years. Every single weapon used by the shooter in Connecticut would have been okay under the old assault weapons law. They were all exceptions.
Yeah, okay, so the law was flawed. Fix it.
Isn't it pretty hard to define what is an assault weapon? Because it's so easy to write around for manufacturers to create weapons that...
Well, if it can fire a lot of bullets very quickly, that's a good place to start, okay?
And hunters
then you
would
can argue what a lot is. Okay, let's pick it. Let's say 3. If you haven't hit the deer with 3 shots, you're a pretty lousy shot. That deer deserves to get away. Let's get serious here.
But that would ban most pistols. That would ban most...
No, but pistols are different. You have to pull the trigger each time. An assault weapon, you basically hold it, goes... Blah, blah, blah.
No, those are fully automatic weapons.
Okay.
So fully automatic weapons...
If you have a big magazine, you'll solve your problem. You still have to pull a trigger, but if it's 30 bullets or 20 bullets or 10 bullets before you run out, I would suggest the deer is... God wants that deer to live.
But according to gun owners, what you've just described would ban most guns that hunters use today.
If that's what they're using, for God's sakes, why don't they use dynamite? Just make it easier. I mean, what's the sport?
The position that a lot of people are going to say is all you're going to accomplish is taking guns away from the good people, and the bad people are still going to have them.
No, that's not true. The statistics say that if you have a gun at home, you are 22 times as likely to shoot a family member or a friend as to somebody breaking in. Don't try to go for a gun. You've got somebody pointing a gun at you. You think you're going to be able to outshoot them? That's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard.
Come
But some point out that's easy to say for a man who has 24-hour police protection. When I come in to interview you, I got to go through metal detectors. There are men with guns out there to make sure that you're safe. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
There are people, lots of people, who say, let's make our kids safe in the same way. Barbara Boxer yesterday said the National Guard should be deployed. There should be to schools across the country.
Oh, God, that's ridiculous. You can't live your life that way. You'd be in a prison.
After a decade of battling this issue, the mayor says the tide may be turning. Are we at a tipping point right now?
I hope so, but you never know. If the 20 young 6- and 7-year-olds isn't a good example for everybody, I don't know what is. We are killing 34 people in this country every single day.
Michael Bloomberg.